Do you do you guys think that Kraken's still a good place to yield on dot, or should I move it to something safer like Exodus? So I do think Kraken's still a really safe place to yield on it, but I just wouldn't have all my eggs in one basket. So I mean,
Yes.
personally, I would use something like Kraken and then use something like a Fearless wallet or Exodus wallet as well. You can earn yield like decentralized. Obviously, if a smaller stack, I understand if you have it in one centralized place a little bit, but like I have it under your control for the most part. Exodus, you do control your own keys as well as like Fearless wallet. You then once your stack gets big enough, maybe you decide, I'll put a 1,000 dot here, 1,000 dot there, 1,000 dot there. That way you're getting the good average yield, and then you're not managing, you're not wasting so much time managing it. Basically, that's the way I would play it. But
Yeah,
personally, I
and
primarily only use Fearless for my wallets for
yeah,
dot and Kusama.
yeah, and if anything bad happens, like the exchange goes down, right? Not your keys, not your coins, then you have plenty of coins elsewhere, so you don't have a central point of failure.
Right. So Sandy B has a good point right here. Mount Gox just got time locked Bitcoin. So basically, like Sandy's right here when it comes to like basically the people in Mount Gox basically time locked their BTC and are getting their like some of their Bitcoin back. But this is the power of kind of hodling over a long period of time. I assure you, 90% of these people now, I would say 95% of these people would not have the same amount of Bitcoin that they had back in the day now. So for someone that had like, oh, I had 1,000 Bitcoin on Mt. Gox, they would probably be lucky to have 40 BTC today if they're still in the market. So a lot of these people, like their Bitcoin was pretty much purchased at like $100, $50 in that range, $25, and are pretty much going to sell it at right now in so many multiples than they probably would have ever held to, because they probably would have been some of the first people to dump at $500 or $1,000 Bitcoin, and probably dumped all their BTC again at like anywhere from like $5,000 to $15,000 if they end up taking profits on that Bitcoin. So this whole thing where like this is to show you guys the power of time locking, as well as if you're hodling over. But I take it as a lesson, like if you hodl over the long term good assets that survive and are making the Bitcoins, the Ethereums, the hexes, possibly the some other projects in the future, right? If they make it, you can really make life changing money, and this is the
Yeah,
power of crypto.
yeah, and just one other question in chat from Josh. He said, for the people who paid for the